Hey guys, today we're going to talk about Gabriel Fernandez. Hey guys, Victoria Baxon here. Thanks for stopping back by my YouTube channel. Merry Christmas, you guys. Merry Christmas. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. You know it's free. You know the deal. Thank you to all my wonderful subscribers. I very much appreciate you. Don't forget to tune in Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on my YouTube channel. Okay, let's get started. So Gabriel David Fernandez was born on February 20th of 2005. So shortly after Gabriel's birth, he was put into the custody of his great uncle on his mother's side, Michael Limos Carranza, and his partner, David Martinez. They continued to raise Gabriel for 4 years. You guys, this case, it's going to kill me. They continued to raise Gabriel for 4 years. In 2009, 4-year-old Gabriel They continued to raise Gabriel. You guys, I'm struggling. They continued to raise Gabriel for 4 years. In 2009, 4-year-old Gabriel moved in with his grandparents due to his grandfather's objection to Carranza's and Martinez's same-sex relationship. What? They gave this baby the only home he'd ever known. Really? He lived with his grandparents until 2012 when his mother, Pearl, and her dumbass boyfriend regained physical custody of him. He was 8 years old and lived in Palmdale, California. He was abused and tortured over a period of months that ultimately ended in a fatal beating that occurred on May 22nd, 2013, which led to his death 2 days later. His mom, Pearl Fernandez, and her boyfriend, Isario Aguirre, and I don't care if I'm saying his name wrong, I could really care less, were both charged and convicted of first-degree murder with special circumstances of torture. Pearl Hernandez, the piece of shit mother, was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, and the boyfriend was sentenced to death. Good. The world's going to be a better place without your stupid ass. Pearl Hernandez was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, and the dumbass boyfriend was sentenced to death. Good. Say lovey. Throughout Gabriel's 8-month stay with his mom and her boyfriend, multiple people reported signs of abuse to social workers with the Los Angeles County Department of Children and Family Services and the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. However, Gabriel was never removed from the household. Gabriel's cause of death was listed as blunt force trauma, coincided with malnutrition and neglect. You guys, this case, man, it's cases like this where it's just, I know that the social workers are doing the best they can, and I know they're overworked and underpaid. But when you have, when I was looking into this, when you have so many teachers and so many people, this poor baby is coming in bruised from head to toe, and he's telling his teachers like stuff that's going on at home, and they're just sending him back home for more torture and more abuse. The stuff that this kid went through, you guys, I've chosen not to put any specifics in here for a reason. No human being should ever have to go through what this poor 8-year-old baby, he was just a freaking baby, you guys. He was just a little baby, okay? And here comes my kitty cat. Hi. Hi, girl. This case, you guys. So I was blown away when I was able to connect with Gabriel, because as you all know, I usually have a hard time connecting with kids. Sometimes I get lucky and I'm able to, but in most cases I can't. And the fact that I was able to connect with him, just first of all, just being able to see him, um, just brought tears to my eyes, you guys. I mean, I've done a lot of kids' cases, but I haven't like it hasn't made me cry to this point. You know what I mean? Like it's just seeing him like yeah, made me tear up and cry. Um he was just such when he came through, he's just such a beautiful little boy, you know, and seeing him and then in the back of my mind, um I don't know if I mentioned this, but I had dreamt and I was in this apartment and this poor baby was in this thing, locked in this thing and just starving, you know. And he's out there seeing his mom and her dumbass boyfriend and his siblings, you know, they're not being abused, they're eating. Like, can't imagine, you know, being a little 8-year-old baby and not understanding why your mom hates you so much, you know. Ugh, sorry, you guys. Okay, so give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Okay, so um, he came through, and of course, like I said, he was a beautiful little boy. When he came through to me, he was like 8, which immediately I was like, usually little guys, you know, babies, they come through, or people come through at the year that they're the most happiest, right? So when he came through looking like 8 years old, it kind of threw me and it just made me cry. And I asked him, I said, do you remember the happiest time in your life? And he said that he didn't have very many memories of living with his uncle. He had a few and he loved it. He said his grandma and grandpa tried hard and he loved them. He said that he's grateful that he can look in on his siblings, so he's actually able to see his siblings and they're in a good place. And he talked about some other family members, which I messages that don't need to be put on social media. Um, you know, some specific details of things, and he said he didn't. He doesn't like to remember what happened to him. Who can blame him, right? Um, he said what he said next. I had like one other spirit shock me with this, okay? He said that he forgives his mom and he forgives her boyfriend. And he went on, I asked him at the beginning of the conversation, I said, did your mother and her boyfriend abuse you? Or was it just one of them? And he said, you know, that he didn't like to talk about it, but that it came from both sides. And he said the worst memories he has are when her boyfriend wasn't there, but the mom was abusing him and treating him so bad, and he didn't understand because he said, you know, that's my mom. And he just couldn't understand why she was, you know, being abusive to him and neglecting him, you know. So, yeah. Um, yeah. Anyway, he talked about, you know, a few things that he remembered that don't need to be put here. Um, he said he's happy now. I asked him if he would be leaving where he is anytime soon, and he said no, that he can stay there if he wants, and he wants to stay. And he told me a little bit about, you know, his day and playing with the other kids, and and it just broke my heart because he was talking about how even like when he was at school, when he was on earth, even when he was at school, he said he was scared. He was afraid that if they called his house, then he was going to get beat worse. And he was afraid, of returning back to his mom's house. But he was also afraid of not returning back to his mom's house. Like, how would his life be if they took him out of his mom's house? And, he was 8 years old, and he said he loves where he is now. He has tons of friends and he gets to play and he gets to do schoolwork and he gets to be an 8-year-old kid for once, But you guys, like this, yeah, this was a tough one for me personally. And, like I said, he said a lot of specific things and it's not anything that needs to be said on the internet. You know what I mean? But the fact that he forgives his mom and her boyfriend, he's a strong little boy because I don't even know them and I can't forgive them. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even a part of my life, but I can't forgive them type of thing. I know the mom had tried for a retrial and thankfully that had gotten shot down. She does not need to get out of prison. God forbid she gets out of prison. The other kids she's going to fight to get the other kids custody of them. And that doesn't need to happen, All right. Be nice, be kind, stay safe, stay happy. Christmas is coming. My Christmas eatings. I'm in the festive mood, kind of, sort of. I have a horrible earache right now. I'm trying to just ignore it. But yeah, be nice, be kind, stay safe, stay healthy. And that about does it for me. Bye, guys.